for this answer. There was a lot of viral messages regarding this answer, but before I dwell into that, let me make it very clear to all of you, which I've said that earlier also, that I don't consider myself to be a scholar. I consider myself to be a talib ilm, a student of knowledge. I'm a da'i and a student of knowledge. And the role of a da'i is to collect the fatwas given by scholars and convey it to the public, to the masses. And if there's a difference of opinion, he being a student of knowledge can choose between the fatwas given and give his opinion which he considers to be right. I don't consider myself to be a scholar. I've never given any fatwa. Yes, I may agree with certain scholars, but I myself don't consider myself to be a scholar, and I don't think that a person who's just passed from an Islamic university with a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a PhD is called a scholar. For me, a scholar is of a different level who Allah has given the niyama. I'm not one of them. Because in my organization, a few years back when I was in Bombay, alhamdulillah, as you know, that there were more than 500 full-time paid employees in my organization, out of which there were more than 60 full-time paid employees who were bachelors, masters, and PhDs from Islamic universities all over the world. More than 40 were from India, from different madrasas, universities of India, and more than 20 were graduates, postgraduates, and doctorates from foreign universities. More than 15 were from the Islamic University of Medina. A few were, mashallah, PhDs. A few were masters. And the remaining, they were bachelors. In the subject of hadith majority, some were in tafsir, some were in sharia, in fiqh, some in dawah, some in lugha, and a variety. And there were few others, full-time staff, who were graduates from the famous university, Jamiat al-Imam, Muhammad bin Saud University. Some were from Al-Azhar University, some were bachelors, some were PhDs from Al-Azhar University. So in short, we had more than 60 of our staff, full-time staff, out of the 500, who were bachelors, masters, and PhDs from different universities all over the world. But I do not consider any one of them to be scholars. For me, a scholar is something which is on a higher level, and most of the du'as that you find giving lectures, most of them, I consider them to be students of knowledge. Even on the Peach TV, more than 75 speakers that come on Peach TV English, as well on the other channels, I consider almost all of them to be students of knowledge. So that is the reason I don't consider myself to be a scholar, but the role of a da'i is to make the fatwas of the scholars common and palatable and digestible to the world. So I consider myself to be da'i. So let me make it very clear. I don't give fatwas on my own, but yes, I do research and I analyze the various fatwas given based on the verse of the Quran. But in Islam and comparative religion, he should not talk on fiqh. If I tell to these speakers that don't talk on comparative religion, that's not you have a right to speak on comparative religion. I don't consider myself even to be a scholar on comparative religion. I consider myself to be a student. Alhamdulillah, I know the usul of fiqh. I had staff, so many, mashallah, full-time for years together. I've sat with scholars, I've studied with them. I'm not claiming to be a scholar at all, but I do consider myself to be a student of knowledge. I consider myself to be a da'i. I have a right to my opinion because I know the usul of fiqh. Now what will you talk about these scholars? Would you lay the same allegation on them? Shaykh al-Shawkani? And none of these people are better than Shaykh al-Shawkani. Again, I would like to thank all the students of knowledge who did was for me. I would like to thank them.